This would be a long video about how to live forever young. So let's go. This is a summary of the presentation, and as always I recommend you to download presentation as PDF file from the link in the description. It's better, you can go to the source of information, make your own research. So I believe this is a big step forward to get to live maybe 10-40 times longer, or actually unlimited, to have unlimited eternal life with good health and everything that's working well in your body. So let's go into details. Nature has shown that certain animals can live 10 to 40 times longer without a change in genes. Insect-eating microbats rely on fatty acid oxidation to produce energy and can live up to 40 years. A field mouse of the compatible size eats seeds, fruits, berries, nuts, fungi, and snails and can live maximum 1 year. Fruit-eating megabats rely on glucose and fructose metabolism and can live up to 15 years. Insoluble fibers in fruits and chitin in insects can be fermented in the gut to produce short-chain fatty acids, which reduce gut transit time and support gut health. In videos in this 1 and 2, along with presentations 1 and 2, I attributed the longevity difference between microbats and pardon here, mistake, I will remove it. Microbats and macrobats. Microbats and microbats, to the consumption of chitin, which can be fermented more effectively than fruit fibers. Okay, microbats are really small, and they are flying, and they eat flying insects, and megabats are relatively much larger. They eat fruits and live only 15 years. However, I overlooked the potential role of insect hemolymph in the longevity of microbats. Hemolymph is a vital transport medium for nutrients, waste products, hormones, hemocytes, and this is immune cells, and signaling molecules in insects. It has a higher concentration of free amino acids than mammalian blood plasma. The primary amino acids in the larval hemolymph include, so this list of the amino acids. Other organic components include carbohydrates, Krebs cycle intermediates, uric acid, water-soluble proteins, and vitamins. I explored the extreme longevity of queens of social insects such as ants, termites, and honeybees in videos, so 3, 4, 5, and the same as presentations 3, 4, 5. You can go into details. In a developed colony, the long-living ant queen depends on larval hemolymph feeding. So it's again, they don't eat anything, any solid food. So this is the queen of Dracula ants. It is feeding on lymph from, not killing the larva, but feeding on lymph from larva. Mimicking hemolymph consumption could potentially extend human lifespan. This is my, again, great idea that we can do it. We can rely on this, we can mimic composition of the hemolymph and rely on it as a food source. So we may include in the diet water-soluble proteins, amino acids, vitamins, electrolytes, and organic acids from the Krebs cycle. Also, meat cooking at 100 degrees centigrade or above leads to decreased protein digestibility in the digestive tract. As we age, stomach acidity and enzyme production decline compared to younger adults. To improve digestibility, we can use cooking meat with digestive enzymes at temperature from 57 to 63 degrees centigrade for 6-8 hours. Some people use even 12 hours overnight. Cooking overnight, it's no harm. You can use it. So, at such temperatures, proteases such as bromelain and papain have the highest activity in breaking the proteins into amino acids. The proteases break down connective tissues, primary collagen into gelatin, resulting in a significantly tender texture of the cooked meat. So I cook myself. I use this convection oven and this high-speed electrical chopper to grind meat, and then I use this with thermostat and can measure temperature and can adjust the temperature precisely. It stays for long. So what I'm doing again, I use to ground meat. The ground meat is cooked in convection oven like this, as I said, and I use stainless steel bowl instead of a sealed plastic bag because I realize that it is just easier. And during cooking, meat is covered with a layer of animal fat, such as tallow, and aluminum foil to reduce oxidation. After it is cooked, I use high-speed electric food grinder, or this chopper, like this, to produce a homogeneous pasta, which then this pasta can be stored in the refrigerator and consumed over when I am hungry, or just I try to eat as much as possible the beef liver pate. A pressure cooker can be used to hydrolyze collagen found in bones, ligaments, and cartilage into water-soluble gelatin and amino acids such as glycine, proline, arginine, and others. Such cooking method essentially converts the collagen into gel-like substance, that can be beneficial for joint health and connective tissue support. Additionally, deep water fish from oceans, such as mackerel and herring, could be fermented to break down proteins into peptides, as I suggested in my old video, the 6th presentation. You can check. So, unlike standard pickled fish recipes, my approach to fermentation resembles the traditional Swedish surströmming technique. I retain the guts and skin while removing only heads and tails before fermentation. So this is how the high pressure cooker looks like. So you can load it with bones and with some liquid water, and it is saving time and energy to cook in pressure cooker. And this is a standard, this fermented herring, which is again full of enzymes and full of these amino acids. Transfusions of blood plasma from healthy young individuals to elders have gained popularity for reducing inflammation. So in Brian Johnson, as an example, he is spending $2 million American dollars per year to look younger, but actually he's killing himself. Again, if he's rich, it doesn't mean that he is smart. He was lucky to earn some money, but again, what he's doing is, crazy. I would never do it myself. So I discussed this topic in my video. You can go video and check video and presentation, because again, I don't think it is a good idea to follow him. But some of my friends who are also millionaires, yes, they do it. They follow vegetarian diet, and consume a lot of supplements. I don't know. Best luck to them. I don't think he will live too long. For tens of thousands of dollars, the older individual can purchase 2 liters of blood plasma from a certified healthy young donor. However, no one human patient has experienced a restoration of usefulness, health, endurance, or cognitive ability comparable to those improvements seen in laboratory rodents, like rats and mice. The high cost of the treatment makes it impractical for most individuals. Instead, again, I try to propose some solution for as many people as possible. So it is very affordable what I propose. I use it myself and I see great results. It is, again, I believe it's kind of revolution what I propose. So again, I propose a more feasible approach that involves dietary intake of amino acids and water-soluble proteins. And to avoid sharp peaks of amino acids in the blood, I propose to use absorbents in large quantities. This is again together. So I used amino acids before, but in like supplements in small doses. But because some amino acids may have side effects, and if they are consumed in larger amounts, but with absorbents it is absolutely different. So, and absorbents can be, according to the long-living animals, can be that chitin or resistant starch. So this is Dr. Dobry Kiprov. He all life worked in this transfusion of plasma, and he report no rejuvenation. Never he saw no rejuvenation. He himself is not look younger than his age. Unfortunately, again, this is only to make money, not to rejuvenate, not to improve your health. So human blood plasma contains all 20 amino acids found in proteins, with glutamine being the most abundant. Glutamine and glutamic acid also. So other amino acids, okay, that you can see this list. And amino acid level in the blood plasma vary dependent on diet, sex, and age. Alanine and glutamine are found in significantly higher concentration compared to other amino acids. As I mentioned in my videos, again you can look at read presentation 8. Women have higher plasma levels of serine and glycine compared to men, potentially contributing to their longevity. Serine can be synthesized from glycine, so no need to buy serine. It is more expensive, but glycine is dirty cheap, and again you can consume much of glycine, but to avoid side effects, combine it with absorbents. The most abundant plasma protein, albumin, constitutes nearly half of total plasma protein, and it is synthesized in the liver. Dietary sources of albumin include meat, poultry, fish, and egg whites. Okay, so again, eggs they are full of these water-soluble proteins. Okay, then here you see that concentration of amino acids, and the largest is glutamine and glutamate. So glutamate is glutamic acid, and also next is alanine. That's other is small amount, but glycine quite much high concentration. Lysine also high concentrations. Glutamine is a vital dietary component that aids in maintaining gut integrity and enhancing the gut mucosal barrier. Okay, it's again quite well known. It is found in red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products, with beef having up to 2 grams of glutamine per 100 grams of beef. Not dry beef, but just beef. Medical professionals recommend glutamine supplements to support gut microbiome health, strengthen the gut mucosal barrier, and modulate inflammatory responses, so to reduce inflammation in the gut. Glutamine also functions as a major nitrogen transport molecule, moving nitrogen from the liver, lungs, and skeletal muscles to the kidney, intestines, neurons, immune cells, and liver. Taking 15 grams of glutamine a day for 8 weeks improved symptoms in individuals with diarrhea, predominant irritative bowel syndrome, so it is chronic inflammation of the gut, following an intestinal infection. Okay, so this is how the epithelium layer works. So we have a single cell layer of epithelium in the gut, and we have this mucous layer, and you see how acidity is different. In the lumen of the gut, acidity is high, and then it is getting almost alkaline near the epithelium layer. So with glutamine, a lot of improvement in the thin intestine. This villi, they are getting higher, so absorption level is increasing. It's very healthy. Also, the gut leak syndrome is reduced. So it's again, it works very well. And here again, so how glutamine go to inside the inside this epithelium layer of cells and eventually go to blood. In laboratory cell cultures, glutamine must be present in concentration 10 to 100 times higher than other amino acids, because it can be used to produce energy. And glutamine cannot be replaced by glutamate. Glutamate is actually anion of glutamic acid or glucose. High doses of glutamine, up to 40 grams per day, are generally safe but not recommended for elderly individuals or those with hepatic or renal, it is kidney impairment. Glutamine is an essential component for survival and proliferation of cancer cells, and glutamine provides fuel for the Krebs cycle. So glutamine is necessary for synthesis of crucial cellular building blocks, including DNA, fatty acids, glutathione, and some other amino acids. And increasing glutamine availability may promote tumor growth. It is all this information much discussed. But however, several studies indicate that glutamine supplementation enhances natural killer cells function without affecting tumor weight. So it is relatively safe. So all this talking about promoting growth of cancer cells is nonsense. Okay, so glutamine is a lot of beneficial properties has, so you can read from here. And again, but I'm not talking about glutamine. I prefer other form, glutamic acid or glutamate. Glutamate is an ionic form of glutamic acid. Glutamate is essential for protecting the gut from oxidative damage and serves as an energy source for enterocytes. This is epithelial layer in the gut. It is also a precursor for glutamine and glutathione. Glutathione is antioxidant synthesis in cells, protecting the gut from oxidative damage. High glutamate levels are found in cheese like Parmesan and Roquefort, and in Asian foods. And so, okay, and monosodium glutamate, it is salt of glutamic acid. The sodium salt of glutamic acid is commonly used as a flavor enhancer and is produced through fermentation of starch, sugar beets, sugar cane, or molasses. Medical professionals caution against consuming large amounts of monosodium glutamate, often found in Chinese cuisine, and it may potentially cause headaches, hypertension, and obesity. It is all nonsense, I believe. Okay, so you see glutamic acid and glutamine. Glutamine has here ammonium group. Okay, so they are almost identical, but here more ammonium. And glutamate, this is anion of glutamic acid, can go inside the cell, and then it can be ammonia can be removed from this, and then you will get alpha ketoglutarate, alpha ketoglutarate, which is in Krebs cycles, participate in Krebs cycles, so it is very beneficial. But also glutamate is neuron transmitter, very important. So if you take too much glutamate, so it is blocking transfer of signals between the synapses. So it is, be careful, but again, I got a solution how to avoid it. So again, here, in principle, if you use glutamine instead of glutamate, glutamine supplements, then what? It is, with removing of ammonia, it is get converted to glutamate, and further removing of ammonia, then you get alpha ketoglutarate. And here glutamate is resultant in production of GABA. GABA is again suppressing the the transfer of signals in the brain, so it is calming down and good for sleep. Okay, here again GABA work as transmitter, suppressing transmission of the signals in the brain, so very common to use it as sleep to improve quality of sleep. Both glutamate and glutamine are important for maintaining and in improving cell function. Cell function mostly is the gut. And gut health by supporting intestinal barrier integrity. Monosodium glutamate contain only 12.3 gram of sodium per 100 gram of the salt, and daily intake of 5 gram of sodium is recommended to reduce mortality risk. So okay, you can see my video about explanation how much of electrolytes we can consume per day. And to get this amount of sodium, 5 gram, we may consume 12.7 gram of sodium chloride or 36.7 gram of monosodium glutamate. However, again, there are some medical professionals claim that if above 320 milligram per kilo per body weight or per day, the monosodium glutamate can induce alteration of renal and vascular function. Well, in principle, yes, but okay, it only demonstrates that if you go to such supplementation, then you have to use it carefully and increase gradually, and but again, the use of absorbent reduce these side effects. Okay, but if we follow this recommendation, then maximum consumption of monosodium glutamate for an older man can be about 23 gram per day, which provides about 18 gram of glutamic acid or glutamate daily. Okay, it's very much more than medical professionals recommend. Medical professionals recommend to reduce it to below 5 gram of monosodium glutamate, but again, it's nonsense. Also, we need from 5 to 10 gram of potassium, and from 9 to 90 and this 5-10 gram of potassium corresponds to 9 or 19 gram of potassium chloride. Again, we have to consume potassium chloride together with sodium. Retail prices for monosodium glutamate in Thailand about 60 Thai baht or 1.76 American dollars, and table salt is even more expensive than this monosodium glutamate. No, not more, but again, it is 10 baht per kilo, so cheaper. But potassium chloride is more expensive, but we need it twice more than sodium. So it's about 2.6 American dollars per kilo. So I use this potassium chloride together with sodium. So it is again here the slide from my older presentation, and you see that medical professionals recommend only 2.3 gram of sodium, but it leads, if you reduce consumption of sodium, which is highly recommended, but again, what is going, mortality risk is increasing very sharp. Better to consume more sodium than 5 gram, even 8 gram, 10 gram, no problem at all. Mortality risk is low, but okay, optimum is 5 gram of sodium per day. Hong Kong residents who consume high amounts of animal proteins with monosodium glutamate have the longest average lifespan in the world. They also rarely suffer from alopecia and have younger looking skin in older age. Consuming monosodium glutamate alongside with meat and other animal proteins can provide potential health benefits. See my video 10 and presentation 10. Glutamate aids in brain metabolism and cognitive activities. Glutamate reduces ammonia levels and assists in the creation of other amino acids such as proline. Supplementation with glutamate and monosodium glutamate increases the acidity of gastric juice and the gut lumen and improves protein digestion. Okay, you see, In contrast to glutamate, supplementation with glutamine results in production of ammonia in the gut. So bacteria produce ammonia and convert glutamine to glutamate, and then what is happening? Acidity drops. Ammonia is very toxic, and then reduced acidity is beneficial for carbohydrate digestion. So it is highly promoted to rely on carbohydrates for humans, but again, I strongly oppose it. I believe that we have to rely on fatty acids from animal fats as a source of energy, and for this, for the diet I propose, it is glutamate is beneficial, not glutamine. This is. I was in Hong Kong. I could not say it is healthy environment, but they look quite better than Thai people, for example, and they live much longer. Glutamine and glutamate serve as biosynthetic precursors for arginine, support nitric oxide synthesis in the blood vessels, and improve blood circulation when arginine levels are low. Poor blood circulation in the scalp contributes to hair loss by limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to hair follicles. Enhancing blood flow supports follicle health and promotes hair growth. And a study, relatively recent study, 2021, found that exogenous glutamate promotes hair growth and keratinocyte proliferation, suggesting a role in skin rejuvenation. This was actually not monosodium glutamate, but the glutamic acid was balanced with sodium hydroxide, and so to get slightly acidic, like pH 5, slight acidity on skin, and it was working so amazingly well. So in mice, topical application of the sodium glutamate, 1% and 10% water solution stimulated blood vessels growth, improved skin blood circulation, and increased hair growth in a dose-dependent manner. Combining glutamate with minoxidil and niacinamide may further enhance its efficiency. Okay, so you see this again, quite astonishing. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, the application of the solution of glutamic acid, quite condensed solution of glutamic acid, improved blood circulation in the skin of mice, and resulted in very quick growth of thick hair. Hair growth was very much better. You see, control, nothing, 2 weeks, no growth, and here it is promoted growth of hair, and also circulation of blood in skin improved. So it's again, I believe this is some kind of miracle, and I try to apply this monosodium glutamate to my skin, but again, it needs a longer time to see the improvement, if there is any. Supplementation of piglets on a standard carbohydrate based diet with glutamine alone was more promising, especially related to better maintenance of intestinal barrier integrity. Combining of glutamine and glutamate, 50-50, or a smaller amount of glutamate and more glutamine, has synergistic effects, benefit the immune and barrier function of the small intestine in piglets, and accelerate their growth. Aspartate, glutamine, and glutamate are major energy fuels for small intestine, and therefore supplementation with a mix of these 3 amino acids could maintain intestinal energy homeostasis, and it was demonstrated that supplementation with a relatively small amount of aspartate but much larger glutamine and some glutamate, and with low energy diet, again carbohydrate based diet, was beneficial to restore the gut barrier function in piglets. Again, we are talking about carbohydrate based diet, so if if we rely on fat oxidation like these microbats, we need more glutamate. Monosodium glutamate will work perfect for this. Okay, this is how glutamine improved intestinal health. And here you see glutamine. What is this going? It can be converted, almost 97% of glutamine gets converted to glutamate with release of ammonia. Yeah, so it is, and the glutamate is precursor of glutathione, proline, and arginine. So it is why to consume this expensive supplement when you can go to glutamate and get all the benefits. Glutamate also serves as a vital nitrogen source for the synthesis of nucleotides, glucosamine, glutathione, this antioxidant, and some non-essential amino acids. The deamination of glutamine and glutamine in cells produces alpha-ketoglutarate, IAKG, a crucial intermediate in the Krebs cycle, which contributes to production of energy molecules. Alpha-ketoglutarate reduces reactive hydrogen peroxide levels and supports brain metabolism, especially under reduced oxygen supply or cerebral hypoxia. And alpha-ketoglutarate plays a vital role in cellular metabolism, providing carbon for the synthesis of biological macromolecules and fatty acids. And okay, this alpha-ketoglutarate seems to help the body rebuild muscle and reduce muscle loss after surgery or trauma. And studies have linked supplementation with alpha-ketoglutarate with increased health and lifespan in mice. I would not deny it, but again, just wait a little bit. Again, why to use alpha-ketoglutarate if we can produce in our body relatively easy alpha-ketoglutarate with glutamate? Anyway, it is orally consumed alpha-ketoglutarate is not going to blood. It is just not going. It is used by epithelium cells. In the small intestine, approximately 40% of absorbed alpha-ketoglutarate ions are used as energy source for epithelium cells, while the remaining ions contribute to production or get converted to glutamate production, glutamic acid, which enters the bloodstream. Food sources of alpha-ketoglutarate are red meat, fish, and dairy products, and several clinical trials that use calcium salt of alpha-ketoglutarate in hemodialysis patients found it safe at doses up to 4.5 grams daily to increase plasma arginine and decrease plasma urea levels. I explored the oral intake of calcium supplements, calcium alpha-ketoglutarate in video. You can see it. And the retail prices for this calcium salt of IKG in Thailand, and for recommended daily dose of 3 grams, okay, you see it is always recommended not much, it is more than 2.66 American dollars, only 3 grams. Meanwhile, retail prices of monosodium glutamate in Thailand are below 60 baht per kilo. So instead of 90 grams, 90 Thai baht for 3 grams, you pay 60 Thai baht per kilo. So monosodium glutamate could serve as a more accessible alternative to calcium alpha-ketoglutarate. Anyway, it is oral ingestion, oral intake of alpha-ketoglutarate. It is not getting to blood. It is improving. There is some improvement. It is improvement of gut health. But all the same, you can do with monosodium glutamate. Why medical professionals hate it? Because maybe it makes people healthy. Monosodium glutamate make people healthy for peanuts. Okay, so again, what it is, how it works. Alpha-ketoglutarate are good. They improve barrier integrity, but all the same works with glutamate. Okay, glutamate, again, glutamate go inside. Get converted to alpha-ketoglutarate with the release of ammonia, and then in Krebs cycle you produce energy. Whey proteins are rich in leucine, amino acids are leucine, and whey proteins with 40 grams per day, with 3 grams per day of HMB supplement were crucial for muscle protein synthesis and prevention of sarcopenia in the elderly. There is age-related decline in HMB concentrations in humans. Children are having highest concentration of HMB, followed the young adults and older adults. Female subjects has significantly lower plasma HMB concentration compared to men. Okay, I discussed it already in video 12 and presentation 12. HMB supplementation 3 grams per day or more, which is equivalent to the intake of 12 grams of leucine, leads to gains in strength and fat-free mass in 70 years old adults compared to placebo groups. And it works again. I use HMB. It is not miracle, but very healthy to grow, very helpful to grow muscles. Okay, so you see here HMB and leucine little bit, so it is deamination of leucine leads to production of leads to HMB. Okay, and then plasma concentration of HMB drops, but not significantly. It drops a little bit, and in women is much lower than in men. The HMB concentration was positively correlated with lean mass and hand grip strength in young and older adults. Supplementation with HMB are capable of not only preventing but also reversing sarcopenia, so highly recommended. Yet for muscle growth, animal proteins such as whey protein or amino acids have to be combined with HMB. This is what I do. Again, if it is combined, the effect is fantastic. Combining creatine and HMB can potentially lead to greater muscle growth compared to taking either supplement alone. Yes, but again, muscle growth, it is growing mass, volume of the muscle, but not strength, I would say. I did it. So I pay $82.34 American dollars per kilo of HMB, which is, I would say, relatively cheap, as powder with delivery, and creatine is monohydrate is powder is available for much higher price, 92 American dollars. So again, so no, not much higher, but higher price. But again, creatine is you are supposed to take much more creatine. Creatine is like 20 grams or more. So and but impact of the creatine only to grow in size of the muscle, but not the strength. So I tried and that didn't see any improvement in muscle growth and strength compared to HMB. So I gave up on using this creatine supplement because you need so much, and 3 grams of HMB do the job much better. Oh, here it is a little bit confusing. So it's again like you take whey protein with HMB or whey protein with leucine. A whey protein already has leucine, but if you increase concentration of leucine, okay, it works a little bit better. So it shows just the effect of leucine. Leucine is very beneficial for muscle growth. And okay, creatine, chemical formula, chemical molecule, like here at HMB here. Okay, again, creatine is increasing volume of water in your muscles, so not increasing the strength. Linus Pauling advocated high doses of vitamin C with lysine up to 18 grams of vitamin C and 6 grams of lysine daily. Lysine and vitamin C support collagen synthesis, improve immune function, help reduce viral infection. Glycation, again, what is also important to slow down aging. I believe that glycation is a very big factor in aging. Glycation happens when sugars react with proteins and lipids. This process leads to stiffness of blood vessels and other signs of aging. the and amino acids glycine and lysine have already been described to exhibit anti-glycation effect. So it is again, these two amino acids work as anti-aging supplement. And supplementation with zinc and lysine, it says in drinking water, has inhibited protein glycation in rats and humans, diabetic rats with high concentration of sugars in blood. Doses of lysine up to 6 grams per day were used without reported toxicity. Elderly individuals with compromised protein digestion and low protein intake may benefit more from larger doses of lysine. Again, prices for high purity of glycine and lysine in Thailand are very affordable. It's about 3.81 American dollars per kilo. So again, I don't see any side effects of consumption of lysine. So lysine we can consume 20 grams maybe per day, no problem. And glycine even more than 80 grams per day. But again, only with absorbents, not without them. Without absorbents can be side effects. Be careful. Okay, lysine is, you see, it's a lot of health improvement. So why not to use it more? Okay, and serum taurine levels in elderly humans are about 5 times lower than in young individuals. I was talking about this. And taurine deficiency accelerates cell senescence and shortens lifespan, while in humans lower taurine levels are linked to age-related diseases like obesity, diabetes, and inflammation. I covered benefits of this supplementation in my video and presentation 13. In the taurine supplementation influences key aging hallmarks in mice and humans. It extends the health span and lifespan of worms and rodents. In aged mice, 1 gram per kilo body weight extended health and the lifespan of those dependently. Okay, but again, if I have my body weight is 70 to 73 kilo, and this corresponds to consumption of 5-10 grams of taurine. If we take the same concentration as for mice, and not concentration, but again, I calculated it. There is standard procedure to find what is working for mice and then what is for humans. It is some equation. Again, in taurine is available only 200 Thai baht per kilo. It is only 5.8 kilo or USD per kilo. So I don't see any problem to take more than 10 grams of taurine, or maybe even a little bit more. I don't know, 20 grams maybe too much, but 10-15 grams with absorbents. Again, absorbents are necessary. Okay, how taurine deficiency is driving the aging, and it drops in older age. And for mice, consumption of taurine extending lifespan and health span, so it's good. And again, I don't see any any side effects of it. L-carnitine transports long-chain fatty acids into mitochondria for energy production and removes metabolic byproducts. Its level declines with age, potentially contributing to the aging effects. Again, especially if you are on ketogenic diet, the L-carnitine is very beneficial. L-carnitine improves blood flow, physical performance, and muscle mass, and reduces body fat and fatigue in older adults. In mammals, the primary source of L-carnitine is through foods, because it is actually, it can be synthesized in the body, but again, somehow in mammals, the primary source is from food, cheaper and more easy. Food sources rich in L-carnitine are animal products like beef and pork. Supplementation with L-carnitine enhances availability of energy and reduces anaerobic glycolysis reliance. So it is very good for anaerobic exercise, for endurance exercise. It can shift metabolism to the use of fatty acids as primary fuel source during endurance exercise. Okay, so you can read it. It's again, I think it is good. But lysine, what is interesting, lysine is a precursor of L-carnitine. So if you consume a lot of lysine, maybe you don't need L-carnitine, because L-carnitine is more expensive. Combination of L-carnitine with HMB effectively promotes muscle growth. Okay, it depends, can you afford it or not, but again, it's recommended. L-arginine is nitric oxide precursor that supports muscle growth because it improves blood flow, athletic performance, blood pressure regulations, and immune function. Doses up to 9 grams per day are generally safe. Some people claim even more than 10 grams, even 20 grams a day, sometimes are in use for muscle growth. Arginine is found in meat, seafood, and eggs. Arginine supplementation is sometimes used to stimulate human growth hormone release, and however, oral arginine alone does not increase growth hormone at rest, only in combination with exercises, not alone. Some studies suggest that from 5 to 9 grams before exercise boost growth hormone in healthy men, while 7 grams before sleep increases growth hormone in both men and women. Combination of arginine and with lysine before resistant exercise increased growth hormone in individuals with total protein intake 1.1 gram per kilo body weight daily, and there was no increase in individuals with 2.2 gram per kilo body weight daily. So okay, if you get more protein from food, you probably don't need arginine. Okay, arginine and lysine. Lysine can be converted to arginine actually. Glycine is small molecules. In older age, it is recommended to consume animal proteins up to 2 grams per kilo of body weight, even maybe more. But problem that only half of these proteins is digested, so the rest is going to your colon and rotting there. So it is, again, be careful. These recommendations are for bodybuilders, and bodybuilders live short. Why? Because because toxins generated in their colon. They consume a lot of proteins to increase muscle mass, but side effects is shorter life. Supplementation with glycine, monosodium glutamate, taurine, lysine, whey protein, and HMB is very affordable. Again, so you can reconsider, instead of consuming so much protein, animal protein, which is more than 2 grams per kilo of body weight, it's anyway half of it is not digested, so you need only 1 kilo of 1 gram per kilo of body weight of amino acids. So it is, again, for me it is only 70 grams of amino acids per day. It is ridiculous. I consume much more, not very much more, but maybe 100 grams in total. Proline is easily available from bone broth. Again, easy to do it. It's more expensive, but cooking in pressure cooker is good to produce this bone broth. Beef liver cooked at 57-63 degrees centigrade for 6+ hours is a source of vitamins, and also it's much better, especially if you use this proteases enzymes for cooking. So I propose a diet with large amounts of absorbents. Again, very important that water-soluble proteins, amino acids are used in large amounts with absorbents, and not small, but a lot of absorbents. This is I believe, the kind of revolution what I discovered. I buy amino acids, vitamins, whey powder, and electrolytes online, make bone broth, and cook beef liver pate. Normally I eat 7 soft steamed eggs and consume half a liter of homemade yogurt daily. I occasionally eat roasted steak and seafood with friends. Again, it's not often, but sometimes, and I'm feeling more resilient and stronger over time, and my cardiovascular system is gradually getting younger. So we can talk about this later. It is a way to estimate your biological age. However, I have to incorporate skin rejuvenation treatment with monosodium glutamate to look younger. If it is so cheap, you can use it for skin rejuvenation. But again, it takes time. I only start it and apply to skin and to apply to hair. I have to maybe to use it more. And let's see. I'm quite optimistic in it. So I started to use it to my skin and I see some improvement. But just again, even not 2 weeks, but few days I use it only. Okay, this is a carnivore diet. As you know, carnivore animals live shorter than herbivores. But herbivores eat grass, but grass is, they don't consume grass, they bacteria consume, they eat bacteria and fermented, bacteria ferment the cellulose and carbohydrates and produce amino acids, produce fat molecules. So, and again, this is much more healthy. Additionally, mild laxatives such as high-dose ascorbic acid, magnesium sulfate may accelerate gut transit and reduce toxin reabsorption from the colon. Again, 95% or even 97% of the toxins which are removed from your blood by liver and expelled with bile acids to your gut, then it is reabsorbed to your blood system again. But if your gut transit time is long, like few days, then it is a very good way to shorten gut transit time and reduce toxin reabsorption from the colon. Then you will see difference. Okay, prices for ascorbic acid is 11.74 American dollars per kilo. Magnesium sulfate is 2.82 US American dollars per kilo. Price of cassava starch. I use cassava starch for now as an absorbent. It is very cheap. In bulk, it is less than 20 Thai baht per kilo. If you buy it retail, maybe 35 baht per kilo. But again, it's affordable, very affordable. The price for food grade activated charcoal is 10 American dollars per kilo. More expensive, but can be used in at least some amounts. The price for bentonite clay powder is 1.64 American dollars per kilo. Again, I tried to use bentonite but got constipation, so I gave up. The price of chlorella algae powder is 83.25 American dollars per kilo. It's relatively expensive. Price for cacao beans, which can be in principle used as absorbent, yeah, but it's okay. It's relatively affordable, but I try it and don't see any miracle. So I keep it yet. I sometimes I make some tea and kind of cacao, hot chocolate with this cacao beans. The price for krill powder is expensive, more than 100 American dollars per kilo. Again, I hope in future it will change. The prices may go down. And price for chitosan powder from prawn, from shrimps, is also expensive. Say 76.61 kilo. So this is why I use cassava starch for now in Thailand. So as you may see, I try to mimic the diet of long-living mammals such as microbats, snake mole rats, and some whales, which are eating. Whales eating krill, so they consume protein. This also hemolymph, and also they consume chitin. Yeah, and they live very long, more than 200 years. And microbats, they they eat insects with chitin. Snake mole rats, they rely on tubers which are high in resistant starch. And while the snake mole rats use bacterial fermentation of starch to get necessary amino acids, I propose to produce amino acids industrially by fermentation of carbohydrates or by growing and consuming edible mushrooms. Edible mushrooms they have this enzyme, they can break carbohydrates and they to smaller pieces and use it as energy to produce proteins, to produce amino acids, and to produce some fat. It is very healthy actually. And uncooked resistant starch, because resistant starch, it has to be resistant, it has to be powder, not treated by temperature and moisture. And chitin, both this and this is what I say. All these long-living mammals use chitin, maybe chitin beta, but it is yet expensive, or they use resistant starch. And they use it all this as necessary absorbents and prebiotics. So again, beneficial that it is not only absorbent like bentonite clay, but also a prebiotics. Bacteria use it to produce short-chain fatty acids, and short-chain fatty acids improve health of your gut. Fruitful sources of chitin are mushrooms and exoskeletons of insects and crustaceans. Okay, it's like prawn, or like this other like crabs, etc. Cow milk and eggs can be used as source of healthy fats and water-soluble proteins. Again, it is relatively cheap, and the eggs, especially eggs, are good quality eggs. They're full of these water-soluble proteins. Keeping free-range hens and cows on pastures instead of growing monocrops will improve the soil fertility, prevent erosion, and boost sustainable agriculture. With robotics, labor cost in agriculture can be reduced dramatically. Again, this is the microbats. They eat insects. You see, they are very small. They are supposed to live very short, but instead they live more than 40 years. Some whales are eating krill, and with again krill is with chitin and all this hemolymph and protein and fats they eat, and they live very long. And this neckmove rats, they consume mostly resistant starch from tubers. And this is what I see in future, how this agriculture can be developed. It will be sustainable agriculture with ruminants eating grass, and the hens are using this. Hens are eating worms and eating some insects. Again, this very sustainable. The fertility of soil will improve, and then in principle you can make some rotation of soil and use in this rotation you can use the soil to grow some vegetables if it is necessary. But again, this is, in my opinion, very sustainable agriculture. Edible mushrooms, particularly oyster mushrooms, can be grown indoors and outdoors in humid environments using substrates like straw, sawdust, corn stalks, and coffee grounds. I was growing myself. It is very easy, very good quality food, absolutely delicious. So I believe that again, if we grow more, then it will be better. Problem is that if you buy it on market, and then quality is not so good, and then it is much more expensive because a lot of labor cost. But if you grow yourself, it is for free. Pasteurization and inoculation with mushroom spores suppress mold development. Oyster mushrooms are widely used as dietary supplements due to their health benefits. It's very well known that it's very good for health. After harvesting fruit bodies, the spent substrates with mycelium can be used to feed chickens. This is what I was doing. And chickens love it, absolutely love it. Then this mycelium provides essential nutrients like protein, fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory agents. Free-range chicken not only consumes the spent substrate but spread it in the area, and then leftovers of this substrate can be consumed by worms and ants and increase soil fertility. Is all the part of this sustainable agriculture in future. I believe that we can use it. We have so much sources, so many sources of cellulose, and mushrooms grow in cellulose very well. So why not? Why not grow? Why don't grow to mushrooms instead of consuming a lot of beef? Beef is good. I love beef, but Again, if cows produce milk, better I drink milk instead of beef. It is estimated that 7.5 thousand tons of insects, including bamboo worms, silk larvae, red ants, crickets, scorpions, spiders, locusts, and water bugs, are consumed annually in Thailand. It is considered delicious food and luxury food. I would not say it is very cheap, but prices may drop in future. Thailand has over 20,000 traditional cricket farms, mostly in the northern eastern area. It is Isan area. Dried crickets contain 54% of crude protein, a lot of protein, you see. 7% of chitin, again, consumption of crickets is as close as possible to consumption of insects by microbats. And they, of course, have 27% of fat, and this fat is a source of energy. Crickets are about 6 times more efficient compared to beef in protein production from plants. Conversion of plants in mass to protein is so much better with crickets. Breeding crickets in rural areas can generate more money than planting rice, fruits, vegetables, and chickens, and even cows and calves. Crickets eat plants and food leftovers, ensuring sustainable production. Locally produced vegetables and spent substrates with mycelium from mushroom cultivation are used to feed crickets. Again, sustainable agriculture can include this. Can include not only chicken and cows, can include growth of mycelium, growth of mushrooms, and these crickets. Why not? Nutrient-rich insect feces are used as organic fertilizers. Again, this is all improves the fertility of land. So this is how this standard insect farm looks in Thailand. Again, there are variations. You can make some mesh so that the feces go down and can be collected and used as fertilizer. Again, sustainability. It is so much, crickets are so much more sustainable than growing of this beef. I would not say it is bad, but yet again, the production of protein is so much more efficient in crickets. Okay, this what? Crickets need 6 less feed than cattle. Okay, and better than pigs. Pigs, of course, grow easy and quick. So, but again, prices for crickets, the only problem, prices, despite that it is easy to grow crickets, prices for crickets are relatively high. It's yet considered as luxury food. Okay, I believe that humans, the common purpose of supporting sustainable environment on Earth, on this planet now, but also in the future, populating other planets and spreading sustainable life on other planets and stars. In the near future, we may develop further aquaculture and mariculture, also to produce protein. It is known that iron limits phytoplankton growth in large areas of southern ocean. Experiments have demonstrated that addition of soluble iron, like iron sulfate, to surface water results in phytoplankton blooms, a lot of phytoplankton grows, and then this phytoplankton is eaten by krill, and krill is eaten by fish, seals, seabirds, whales, etc., etc. So it is all sustainable ecosystem. Such a simple method may increase biodiversity and sustainable of mariculture and productivity of fishing industry in protein supply. Again, this I envision a future like this. We go to other planets like Mars first, maybe, and maybe some asteroids, and we can develop some environment which we can bring life, sustainable life to these planets, and even further. So I want this is my motivation, that I want to live as long as possible to see this brilliant future, to go to other planets, to go to outer space, and spread this. I believe all the universe what we have, it is empty. Stop talking about aliens. It is empty. It is all created for us, for humans. We can go and populate all our galaxy and other galaxies again. We can spread and we can multiply. We can rule the universe. Okay, this is what I believe. This is our goal, and we have to do it. We have to do it. We have to do as much as we can in this direction. This is what happens if to add iron sulfate in water, then it is blooming, and then the phytoplankton is growing, and then krill is eating phytoplankton, and then all the animals eat krill, and also humans can eat krill, hopefully. Okay, this is a source of information. You can go make your own research. Again, mind that I am not a medical professional. I am a scientist, professional scientist, but it's again this in difference from other people working in the area of this rejuvenation and lifespan extension. I can think logically. Pardon. Because again, I see what they promote as improvement of health. I should make more videos on it. It is complete disaster. It is staggering incompetence. Staggering. The people don't understand biology, don't understand chemistry, even very basic things in this. I'm not talking about medical professionals. They are just business to make people sick and addicted to this expensive drugs and to shorten the lifespan. But if you want to live long and to be productive and have life in abundance, this is what I do. I try to help you. If you want, if you can support my project, you are you're welcome. You can make donations. You can minimum you can spread this information to your friends, and so more people will follow me, and maybe some people will be grateful enough for improvement of health and contribute to the project. Because without financial support, I cannot make clinical trials. I cannot give it as medical advice, and I use my body as to test. And of course, I take the risk. And I tell you that it's not always working well. I recall some accident, not accident, but I will not go into details. But again, it damaged my health so tremendously. So till now, I am not recovered from that proposal, which is highly promoted in internet. I was relying on this promoted proposal that it improves skin health and rejuvenates skin, and I tried it, and it was disaster, complete disaster. Okay, guys. Okay, your support means a lot for me, and please again try to spread the information. And I hope to find more people who want to live forever young and have a productive life. So have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.